There is a bone found in a cave in England. It's 15,000 years old, and it has human teeth marks. Not animal teeth. Human teeth. Someone ate another human and turned a skull into a drinking cup. Before you feel disgust, that reaction is the point. Something changed in us. Why did ancient humans eat each other? And why did it stop? The answer goes deep into human psychology, fear, meaning, and identity. Cannibalism wasn't rare in ancient humans. Evidence appears across continents and time. In 2010, Gough's cave in England revealed 14,700-year-old human remains. Bones showed tool marks, flesh removed, marrow extracted, skulls shaped into bowls. This wasn't survival. There was other food. It was intentional processing of human bodies. Researchers call it ritual cannibalism, something beyond survival, because cannibalism is not just about eating, it's about meaning. Anthropologist Paul Tacon identified 3 types of cannibalism. First, survival cannibalism. Rare, used only in extreme starvation. Second, warfare cannibalism, eating enemies to dominate or humiliate them. Third, mortuary cannibalism, consuming the dead as ritual or grief. The Fore people of Papua New Guinea practiced this as a funeral rite until the 1960s. For them, consuming the dead was respect, not horror. So the real question is not just what happened, but what it meant. Gough's cave skulls were carefully modified into usable vessels. Scalp removed, flesh cleaned, skull reshaped into a stable bowl. Cut marks show skill and repetition. This was not a one-time act. Even the inside was polished. This was careful, almost ceremonial work. They were likely used in ritual, filled with liquid during ceremonies. Similar skull cups appear across history and continents. This suggests a universal human attempt to deal with death and memory. Why does this feel so disturbing today? Psychologist Paul Rozin shows that disgust is not purely instinct. It is learned. Babies do not naturally show disgust. It develops through culture. Even harmless shapes can trigger disgust if learned associations exist. Disgust evolved to avoid disease, but it also became cultural and moral. So cannibalism disgust is not biological. It is socially installed meaning. So what stopped cannibalism? Not law, not religion alone. Something deeper. The rise of strangers. In small groups, everyone was family. Death was intimate and personal. As societies grew, humans began encountering strangers and forming wider networks. This changed social rules. Bodies of the dead became untouchable. Burial appears early in human history, separating living from the dead. And the idea of a soul begins. The body is no longer the person. Every culture has taboos, and the strongest ones replace earlier behaviours. The stronger the disgust, the more likely the practice once existed. Cannibalism is the most universal taboo, meaning it was likely widespread. Archaeology confirms it. Cut-marked human bones appear across continents and eras. What changed was not biology, but identity. What humans decided they are. This is really a story about identity, not cannibalism. Every civilization defines itself by what it refuses to do. Across cultures, purity, the idea of sacred boundaries, is universal. The human body became the first sacred boundary. Someone, somewhere, decided we do not do this anymore. 14,700 years ago, skulls in Gough's cave were turned into ritual objects. These were not monsters. They were humans trying to understand death. At some point, humanity changed its answer to that practice. That shift created the idea that every human body has dignity. This idea feels natural now, but it was invented. Your disgust today is the echo of that moral shift. It is ancient memory inside modern instinct, and it all started in a cave, with a decision that changed what it means to be human.